let's get into it. Let's no longer wait. Let's no longer play no games. Let's talk about this. Now, if you're not aware, I done made 2 videos so far. In the past week, I done made 2 videos talking about this One Piece Nike collab. Now, just to set the premise, is it premise? Just to set expectations or set like the tone. Actually, yeah, just to set the tone for this conversation. I just want to talk to y'all real quick about my love for this series. Because I don't think people fully understand why, when it comes to One Piece, I get very vitriol when people start talking crazy. I done been in comments on TikTok. I done been in comments on threads. Oh, One Piece is too long, or what else they say? Or the pacing's too bad, or I ain't got time to watch 1,000 episodes. Like, usually when I see those type of things, I know for the most part people just trying to get engagement, but I fall for it every once in a while. And unfortunately, when it comes to these Nikes, because everybody been giving their opinion, there's a bunch of opinions online, and I'm just giving my opinion because I feel like people speaking too objectively about something that's subjective. People talking way too objectively about something that's subjective. For example, me saying those Adidas jellyfish are not good sneakers, that's a subjective opinion. That is my opinion. That's how I feel about those shoes. So you may like those shoes, and you can say these are the best sneakers that come out in a very long time. That's still subjective because there are many people who will say the opposite. So we understand that. That's subjectivity. There are people out here making objective statements about this One Piece collab, and I'm just here to set the record straight. I'm here. I got some information. I got some videos I'm going to play, and we just go have an honest conversation. But again, I'm a true One Piece head. My favorite arc is Skypiea. True One Piece head. Shout out to Nolan. Shout out to the Shandorians. Yeah, I'm like that. Yeah, really like that. Yeah. I'm talking about pre-time skip. Some of my favorite times watching this series. Old animation style. Some of my favorite times. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm not okay, cool. I started reading One Piece at the end of Dressrosa. If you have ever watched Dressrosa, you will understand why a lot of people will make the switch from just watching it to reading it. But I've always watched it though. I have always watched One Piece. When it was coming on Toonami, I was enjoying it. They've had many different video games that have come out. I've played those video games. I've watched the series and I've rewatched the series. When people was making theories online about Crocodile being Luffy's mom, if you were not there, I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you talk. If you wasn't in those YouTube videos, those comment sections of people saying Ivankov is Luffy's mom, don't talk to me. If you weren't there for the multiple split personalities, Sybaris fruit for Blackbeard, don't talk to me. I feel like there's a lot of people claiming they One Piece heads, and they not really One Piece heads, gang. That's all I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's too much chatter, gang. I watch YouTubers, Rogers Base. I don't miss a Sunday stream of him reading the chapter. Every Sunday. I think it's like 10 a.m. my time is when he goes live. I watch Tekking 101. I know if the leaks happen on Wednesday or Thursday, Tekking's going to drop a video 8 hours later. O'Hara. King of Lightning. I think there's one more black content creator who does One Piece. I think his name is like I think it's like law or something like that. Like again, bro, I'm in these streets, gang. I'm in these streets. When people was theorizing whether or not Yamato was gonna be a part of the crew, I was there. When people was theorizing why Carrot needs to be a part of the crew, I was there. When people thought Pale died because of the bomb, I was there. I was there. Yeah, yeah. I was there for the pacing of Dressrosa. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So again, that was just to set the tone. I'm really a One Piece head. I didn't watch all the movies. Stampede, Film Red. I saw Film Red in theaters twice. Gang? Not just some casual. I'm not just some casual reader, gang. I actually take the time out of my day to watch theory videos. I've actually reread chapters. I've rewatched the series before. I can't wait till the Wit Studio comes out so I can rewatch the series. I gave the live action a chance. I couldn't really get into it. But okay. I think I've talked enough about just my overall admiration for this series. So I want to talk about two pieces of content that was made in the last, let's say, 48 hours. I want to talk about two pieces of content that was made in the past 48 hours. And let me just make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Cool, cool, cool. Video number one. This video right here, I'm not even going to play the video, gang. I'm just going to basically, this dude is saying he could have did a better job with these sneakers. Nike dropped the ball. And I'm not even going to listen. Actually, nah. Everything's off the, like, I'm good. So look, in this video, this dude is talking about how Nike dropped the ball, subjective, how he could have did a better job, subjective. And he begins to show Chat GPT sneakers that he think would suit this collab. I don't think this person should be offended because you actually didn't design anything. You maybe entered in a prompt that was a paragraph long, if that. You might have just said, produce me a One Piece collab sneaker with Nike. That was it. He possibly only, at max, he did a prompt that was a paragraph long. Okay. First pair. These are trash. They're trash. These suck. And he shouldn't feel no way about this because you didn't design it, gang. You fed it to Chat GPT. While Gary, Indiana, and many other places in this country are being affected by all these data centers, y'all keep feeding these LLMs shit that's not an actual design, and you saying you could have did a better job, but you sent it to Chat GPT, gang. And this is all for entertainment purposes. I'm not actually mad at none of these people. Entertainment. This is just content. It's just content. All right, so it's just content. So he says I could have did a better job. Truthfully, bro, I'll speak for the majority of people because he see it in his comments. You see this comment right here. These are dirt. These are basura. In the same way that people will craft theories in the One Piece community saying they'll make a 15-minute video breaking down why Ivankov is Luffy's mom. And they will talk about it so passionately that you'll start believing like, damn, Ivankov might actually be Luffy's mom. The same way people do that is the same way he's trying to persuade people to think that this is better than what Nike actually dropped. Okay. And this is what, honestly, this is what I truthfully hate about Chat GPT flyers, Chat GPT food menu items, Chat GPT anything. When they produce images like this, it's not even palatable. There's so much going on this sneaker. This is not good. So you're telling me you want a Nike check in front of Luffy's mouth. You're basically hiding his face. You have his scar here, but then there's all this extra that's happening. Then you have the straw hat. Then you have Luffy above that. Chat GPT is always going to give too much information that's not necessarily needed. There's no design nothing with this. This is nothing. This is nothing, bro. And again, this isn't an attack on this brother right here. I'm sure he a cool dude, but this is trash. So, oh, all right. So this is the first pair he said was a better pair than what Nike put out. All right, cool, whatever. Again, I don't know what everybody obsession is with why they think this should have been an Air Force One, but pack that up, bro. I wouldn't even, as a true One Piece head, I wouldn't even have copped these if these was a Air Force. I wouldn't even put my foot in them if there was an Air Force, bro. This is trash. Again, when it comes to collab sneakers, and this brother is using Chat GPT, what's the design element on why Kaido's face would be behind the check mark? What's fire about that? What's fire about these Chinese letters? And then you have his, I think it's a kanabo. I think this is what it's called. You have his kanabo. You have these these Japanese letters. But like, what? Like, do you even know what that says? Like, what is happening, bro? These suck. Objectively, they suck. These are bad sneakers. These are bad sneakers, and they're Chat GPT. So he shouldn't feel no way about it because they're Chat GPT. This isn't your design, gang. These are trash. They suck. Objectively, these are bad kicks. If this was an Air Force collab, I wouldn't even rock these. It's just too much going on. There's nothing cohesive about this design. This sucks too. This sucks. The only thing I will give this one is color palette is on point, but this also sucks. Sorry to say it. These suck too. These suck. This is what I'll also say about this particular pair right here. Who the wants to be spoiled on Gear 5 through a sneaker? Who? That's why Puma lost points, in my opinion. Imagine you're a diehard fan and you get exposed to a form before you actually get there by a fucking Nike collab or by a Puma collab or by a McDonald's collab, gang. This sucks. Truthfully, this is bad. And again, this is Chat GPT. This isn't somebody's actual design work. Again, Gary, Indiana, and many other places in this country that's having blackouts and having water shortages, and why the reserves in certain places are not having enough water to sustain themselves, because y'all wanting to keep making bullshit like this. Y'all keep wanting to make bullshit like this is why water reserves and all this other stuff is being affected. The ecosystem. Why? Ooh, let's get into it. Let's get into it, bro. Shout out to Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Nolan Xavier Wells, man. But listen, this is trash. This is trash. This is trash. I want people to stop using Chat GPT for flyers. I want people to stop using Chat GPT for designs. I want people to stop using Chat GPT for a lot of things. But this in particular, because this is not good. You did all this for a video and he's getting engagement. So shout out to him. He's getting a lot of engagement. This is trash, though. This is trash. This is trash. This is trash. So yeah, okay, cool. This is the first video I seen. I was like, okay, I'm not even going to engage with it. You know, people have their own subjective opinions. I have my own subjective opinions when it comes to sneakers, because sneakers are subjective. There's no just one standard for like anything when it comes to sneakers. There are a bunch of sneakers that people will line up for that I wouldn't even spit on, gang. And there are sneakers that I wear that people say are trash. That's the nature of the game. That's just the nature of the game. But people out here talking a little too crazy, bro. All right. Video number 2. This brother right here, I have no smoke for this brother right here. I seen some of his design work. And what I will give him credit for is he actually put time in. This probably took him hours to do. I have no smoke for this brother. And subjectively speaking, I think he did a good job. But again, when you do things like this and you put time in, I could give credit where credit's due. He did a good job. Now, in this video, I actually went in the comments because people was saying some crazy shit. And I really want people to start using their brains and start critically thinking. I want people to start critically thinking. So in this video, this brother states that Nike stole my concept. And again, shout out to him because that's a hell of an eye catcher. That's a hell of a hook. A lot of people came to your video because that hook is amazing. Again, I have no smoke for this dude right here. He seemed like a good dude. I seen some of his custom work. Cool. I went in the comments of this video because people was genuinely saying, oh yeah, Nike stole your idea. Let me tell y'all something. There are some people out there that literally don't have grooves in their brain. It's smooth. I'm talking slick. Like if you stood on a brain, you would fall. You couldn't stand up because it would be unstable. It would be that smooth. Squeaky clean, no grooves. No information is being withheld in that brain. So I go in the comments of this video because somebody said, nah, bro, they definitely stole your concept. They definitely stole your concept and yours are better. Subjective. Okay, cool. So I said in the comments, I was like, to say they stole a concept, to say Nike stole his concept is wild to me because one, the design for these sneakers is a devil fruit, gang, that is drawn by the mangaka Oda. That's his, the Metal no Mi, his, bro, okay, nah, I gotta, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This fruit, which this brother right here used to make this custom, is based on this fruit, which is designed by Oda. Okay, we have that understood. He then used a Nike silhouette, a Nike sneaker to make this. Okay, cool. To say, to people saying they definitely stole your concept is wild because you took the concept of One Piece, a devil fruit, the Metal no Mi, and then you also had a Nike silhouette sneaker and you put that together. That's like 50% this and 50% that, and putting that together and saying you stole my concept. And like I said, he did a good job. I'm not gonna hate on that. He did a good job with this. This is actually pretty good. But we have to stop the whole concept or the idea that this was stolen. I found 6 of the designers that was on the team that put this sneaker together. 6 of them. I found 6 of the designers that was on this team that put together this sneaker. In one of the posts that the designer said, he said he walked into a meeting 2 years ago when they start talking about this One Piece Nike collab. 2 years ago. 2 years ago. That is 2024 is when the idea of this Nike collab started to come to life. That was the beginning stages. 2 years ago is when this all came about. And honestly, bro, if you don't know where this is from, if you don't know where this design in particular is from, I don't even want to talk to you. If you don't know where this exact Luffy's Jolly Roger comes from, don't even speak, bro. Please, bro. People talking too crazy and they don't know nothing about One Piece. If you don't know what this is actually sketched on, please. So I want to read the comment real quick. I gotta go to the actual comment real quick because I just couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it. So let me see. It's loading. So I said in this comment, I said it's actually on a Nike silhouette in a design made by the mangaka Oda. Copied is a stretch. His pair is cool, but subjectively, the pairs that they are releasing officially are better. That's all I said. He said the creator can copy a shoe he saw someone else do. Nike copies customs all the time. Let's not act brand new. Check the dates of this shoe and when this one was announced. And the reason I remember this shoe is because the homie shared his custom in the group chat. Okay. So I went back to this dude's page. I went back to his page. Again, I have nothing against this dude. I went back to this dude's page. He posted that custom in May of this year, 2026. May 2026 of this year. Now, help me understand this. Help me understand this. A company as big as Nike, and then you see how many markets they're going to Japan, they're going to Australia, they coming to the US, they're going to like maybe 4 other different markets. Help me understand how you make a design or you make a custom in May, they roll out the campaign for this sneaker a couple weeks ago, and you think they stole your idea. You just got a jump start on something that, again, it's a fruit. It's a fruit from the series, gang. You know how long production takes? As much IP as One Piece has, you think they not gonna have a hand in deciding which fruits get turned into a sneaker, how the overall sneaker looks, the campaign being, bro, and that's what I'm saying, bro. People don't ever, like, if y'all understand anything about the live One Piece, the One Piece live action, and how much Oda was involved, making sure every key detail was ironed out and making sure each actor kind of fit the person they were going to play in that series. If you think Nike is going to take One Piece IP and just do whatever with it, you're actually out of your mind. This is one of the greatest series of all time. Objectively, as much as it's been so, it's better than Superman by sales or something like that. I forget that. You know what I mean? But listen. So yeah. So again, he made this custom, this sneaker right here on the screen. He made this custom in May of 2026. The designer that was a part of the team that made these sneakers said he walked into the meeting 2 years ago. And that's what people don't understand, bro. Production takes time. The legal action, as far as like making sure the details are ironed out, takes time. You can't just get IP like One Piece and just make something within a year. And then, and this all really stems from one comment. So he said the creator could copy a shoe. He saw someone else do. Nike copies custom all the time. I said, listen, I try to set myself up for success. I said, before engaging further, how long do you think it takes for Nike to properly iron out IP deals, design it, create a campaign? This is what really fried me. His response to that was, depends on your level of critical thinking. If the design is already out there, that cuts the time out of designing it if you're tracing somebody else's work. A contract can be faxed and signed in seconds. I really just want to educate people. That's all I want to do. If you think a series as big as One Piece is signing deals within seconds to make a sneaker, you're out of your I'm not trying to cuss, but you out of your mind. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Personally, he smokes your stupid. Yeah. All right. Personally, I've signed contracts to do content that took months to come out on a small scale. So what makes you think they will come out with a sneaker in a couple months, have a campaign shot, make sure global retailers get their pairs all within the time that this dude posted his custom? Are you like, come on, bro? Like, that shit fried me. That really fried me. That truthfully fried my brain because there's other people out there that think like that. And that's truthfully why I don't try to engage too much when it comes to certain things, because I have to realize, bro, and I'm not even trying to say, oh, I'm super smart. I could be wrong when I could be wrong. The designer himself said he walked into the meeting 2 years ago. What are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, come on, bro. Y'all smoking it. 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 Smoking it. But again, It's just content. It's just content. So as I close this video right here, again, shout out to this dude. This custom is fire. Like the color play. You know, shout out to this dude. This dude is smoking it if he thought those Chat GPT mock-ups were good. Smoking it. Absolutely. Now, on a lighter note, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about these sneakers. My last final time speaking about them until I get them. This is one of those things where I will definitely end up getting these sneakers. Absolutely. And also, if you don't know where this part that this image is capturing on the back of this t-shirt, if you don't know where this is from, just exit stage left. Exit stage left. I don't... Bro. Y'all don't know anything about One Piece. People can't even name that. Where this comes from. Where did they take this screenshot from? Who has this tattooed on their face? Tell me, please. I know these things. I know these things. I know these things. All right. So starting off with the Gomu Gomu. Again, shout out to Nike because they could have just went full Puma and expose where they expose the actual thing. I'm not going to say too much. But shout out to them for keeping the identity of the fruit to the Gomu Gomu. These are fire. This is the pair that I am definitely chasing. Absolutely. I'm definitely chasing this pair. The color, that green with that purple, that's just elite combos, bro. That's just elite combos. That always looks good. I mean, that's what I have with my Joker New Balance Stray Rats collab. Like that purple and that green is just elite. Dang, I can't spell for nothing. Like that purple and that green is just elite. Like this is elite. That purple and that green is fire. This is the pair that I want the most out of all of the other ones. I just think that purple fitting into my wardrobe would be fairly easy. Now, again, people talking about they should have been an Air Force One. That's your opinion. I personally think this was fire. I wouldn't have even bought these if these were a Air Force One collab, bro. And I also saw somebody say they should have did a dunk. I don't want a dunk. I'm good, gang. I'm really good. That's just me. That's me being 100% honest. I am so good off a Air Force One One Piece collab. I am so good off a dunk One Piece collab. I'm just good off that. I'm solid, straight. This pair, fire. Now, this is the most exclusive pair. Personally, this is my least favorite of the bunch. It's still a great looking sneaker, but it's my least favorite of the bunch. Like, I feel like they could have did it just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what actually would make me prefer this over others. It's like, I just don't know. This is my least favorite of the bunch. And I read, this is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. I read the Ace light novel. People don't know about that. Or the people who really enjoy One Piece, they have read the light novels. I've read the light novel. I like Ace as a... I made people One Piece fans. I had a roommate in college that swore by One Piece was not good. I'll have you know, this was back in college, so this was right around the time they were in Wano. He watched the entire season. He watched the entire One Piece up to where it was in the anime in one semester. In one semester. He got a tattoo on his arm. That's because of me. He wasn't even thinking about One Piece until I put him on. He got the 2-year time skip tattoo on his arm. Come on, bro. So yeah. When it comes to Aces, Mero Mero no Mi, It's my least favorite, but it's still a good sneaker. These are fire. The colorway, the color scheme is dope. And I don't personally see what people don't like about this, because if the devil fruit is the inspiration for it, why do I need the person who has the devil fruit on the sneaker? Why do I need the person? They truthfully want Law on this shoe. They genuinely want Luffy on the shoe. They want Ace on the shoe for what? The inspiration for the sneaker is in the devil fruit. And they have their Jolly Roger on the front, gang. Like, what else? Why do you need the face of the person on it? Why do you need 7 different elements about that character on the sneaker? The inspiration for the sneaker was the devil fruit. Like, people really frying me. They wanted 6 different. They wanted Luffy on the side, then they want the straw hat on the back, and then they wanted when Luffy wore an afro, and that's what I'm talking about, bro. Y'all skipped the Davy back. Yeah, y'all skipped it. I'm calling it as it is, bro. I'm speaking that real. Y'all skipped the Davy back. Y'all didn't watch the Davy back because you said it wasn't important. The same way people be skipping Skypiea, the same way y'all skip the Davy backs. All right, cool. Y'all don't know about the Shandorians. Y'all don't know about Nolan's Ark. Come on, gang. Like, let's be for real, bro. Like, people just talking. If you about to sit here and tell me these ain't fire, bro, like, come on, bro. Come on. What are we talking about? Do they play sports in One Piece? Yeah. The Davy back, that was a culmination of different activities, sports, let's say. Things like that. But yeah, bro, this was a good collab. Very good collab. The hat, I definitely might need one of these hats. I'm not gonna lie. This would be a great gym edition. I think that would be fire. This vest, I'm not too much of a fan of it. Truthfully, I don't really care for it. I think just the way that I'm built, I don't think it'll look good. So I'm not too much of a fan of it, but I do enjoy it. Bro, plenty on one. These t-shirts are gas though. Again, if you don't know who has this painted on their face, just stop talking. Please. Please stop talking. I'm just sick of it. There's been too much talk about, oh, they should have did this. They should have did that. And I think to God, people are not either one, they wasn't in the room when these sneakers are being crafted, or even when it comes to Oda and telling his story, because I know how many people was mad when they previewed Gear 5 and it was like, oh, they wanted Luffy to look like fucking Goku, gang. Like, come on, bro. Like, thank God you're not the one writing One Piece, because we would have got some of the nastiest fan fiction possible in One Piece if the general populace was making the story of One Piece. If some of those Chat GPT Air Force sneakers came out, y'all would have tarnished the name, bro. Like, come on, bro. Be for real. Be for real. So, my last thoughts on the One Piece Nike collab is, yes, if you do not like it, that's cool. That's subjective. Me loving these sneakers, that's subjective as well, because there's a bunch of people who don't like them. Wear what the you want to wear at the end of the day. Hold on. How you know who Odin is? Hold on. How you know who Odin is? Hold on. Plenty, let me find out you know something. How you know who Odin is? But yes, these are good sneakers. Again, the concept for these sneakers was the devil fruit. It wasn't to put Ace on the sneakers. It wasn't to put, and again, I have no issue with the other homie, but it's like you put Sabo and Ace on it. Imagine you being spoiled if you just getting into the series and you trying to figure out, okay, so Ace is on this side of the sneaker. Why is Sabo there? Imagine that's how you get spoiled. Like, why is Sabo there? And you could say, oh, One Piece has been out for a very long time. People should know that. Most people are just now getting into it. And I know a lot of people that's waiting until Wit Studio comes out with their version of One Piece. So again, it's just like, if we would have had other people do it, they would have did too much. The same way Puma did the Gear 5. It's like why do you want to be spoiled on One Piece by Puma? Why do you want to be spoiled on One Piece by McDonald's? Like that shit don't make sense. So yeah, these are fire. I'm definitely gonna get a pair. Again, the pairs that I really care about is this pair right here. Love these. And then obviously these are fire, bro. These are so fire. Definitely need a pair. Definitely will have a pair. Before the year's up, I will definitely have a pair of these. And I just hope they went crazy on the packaging. I hope there's little details. Hopefully there's a sticker in there. Hopefully there's like, the boxes of the shape of like maybe the box itself is like, some unique aspect. I hope the wrapping paper is really dope. Like that's how they really send this home. If the packaging is done right, that's how they really send home this collab. But I love this collab. This is fire to me. To me, ooh, I almost burped. To me, these are fire. That's my rant, and I'm sticking to it. Now, let's get into some other sneakers. Let's get into some other sneaker conversations. Also, rest in peace, Dolly, man. I know. Hey, like on Instagram when you go to your DMs and you see everybody note is rest in peace, Dolly. Wait, did they already drop images of the box? Did they already drop images of the box? I haven't seen images of the box. Is this it? Oh, this Nike. This fan art. This is SB. You designed it. Hey, shout out to the listen. Shout out to the designer. I followed every designer I could find that was attached to this project. I followed them, bro. Cause this is how you execute One Piece as a fan. I'm telling you, as a fan of One Piece, that's how you execute this. That's how you execute this. This is fire. And I'm telling you, I didn't build real life. My homie is about to get married in a month. I'll have you know, we are homies. We started off being homies just because we like One Piece. We're homies because of One Piece. I'm going to his wedding because of One Piece, gang. That's how this shit run. It hit different for me. That's what I'm saying. It hit different. That's all I'm saying. It hit different for me. One Piece is like, it's like that for me. I've built friendships with people solely off One Piece. Man, plenty, get your ass on, man. You was calling the devil fruit balls yesterday. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. You was calling the devil fruits balls. I don't want to hear none of that. That man said, "Yeah, that's the balls." Like, no, buddy, you don't get it, gang. You don't get it. It hit different. Oh, these joints are fire. I think these are currently sitting